Good day, Mom. My name is Gajjjj. So we are the reporter of Group 2, and our topic is models of communication. There are three types of models of communication. But first, I'm going to discuss what is linear communication is. So linear communication, they only look at one-way communication. The most prominent linear models of communications are Aristotle's model of communication primarily focuses on the sender or public speaker, professor, etc., who passes on their message to the receiver or the audience. Aristotle identified three elements that improve communication with this model. First is ethos. Ethos defines the credibility of the speaker. The speaker gains credibility, authority, and power by being an expert in a field of their choice. So it means that ethos refers to the credibility of the speaker, and speaker establishes ethos by showing expertise, authority, and trustworthiness in a particular field. When the audience believes in the speaker's character and knowledge, the message becomes more convincing. And next is pathos. Pathos connects the speaker with the audience through different emotions like anger, sadness, and happiness, or etc. So it means that pathos used to connect with the audience with feelings, whether it's anger, sadness, or mixed emotions. And last is logos. Logos signifies logic. Namely, it is not enough for the speech to be interesting. It needs to follow the rules of logic. So it means that logos represents logic, reasoning, for speech to be truly effective.
Good morning, Ma'am Chelly Villadares. My name is Janelis Cadano from BS Crim 1. First topic is Laswell's model of communication is a linear model introduced by Harold D. Laswell in 1948. Number 1. Who, communicator, sender. The originator or source of the message. Example, a news anchor, a politician, a company, or etc.
Hello ma'am, good day. My name is Angela Malaki and today I will tackle about the Berlos SMCR model of communication. So what is Berlos SMCR model of communication? So Berlos model of communication was first defined by David Berlo in his 1960 book. So this communication model is unique in the sense that it gives a detailed account of the key elements in each step. So communication models is a linear model of communication that it suggests communication it is the transfer of information between four basic steps or key elements, which is the source, message, channel, and the receiver. So this model emphasizes the effective communication depends on how well these elements function and interact. So for example, the message source must be encode the message clearly, and the channel must be appropriate for the message type, and the receiver must accurately decode the message. So Berlo's models is particularly useful because it highlights the importance of each step in communication process, helping to identify where communication might break down. So we have the four basic steps or key elements, which is the source, message, channel, and the receiver. So first we tackled about the source. So the source is the originator or sender of the message. So this is the person or identity who encodes and initiate the communication. So second is the message. So the message is the actual content of information that is being communicated. So third is the channel. So the channel is the medium or method which is the message is transmitted, like spoken words, written text, or the electronic media. Then lastly is the receiver. So the receiver is the person or group who receive and decodes the message. So interactive models of communication. So as more dynamic models, interactive communication models refer to two-way of communication with feedback. However, feedback within interactive communication models is not as simultaneous but rather slow and indirect. So the main elements of these models illustrated the interactive communication model diagram. So which is the sender, message, the receiver, feedback, and the field of experience. So interactive communication models emphasizes the importance of two-way of exchange between the sender and the receiver. So unlike the linear models, these models allows for feedback which can be eliminated or delayed, enhancing understanding and engagement. So each participant's in individual experience and context play a crucial role in shaping the communication process. So this dynamic interaction foster a more effective and meaningful exchange of information. And that's be all. And once again, I am Angela Malaki. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Jerome Itom, and I will tackle about the use-good Scrum model of communication. The use-good Scrum model of communication is a circular model of communication in which message go in two directions between encoding and decoding. A two-way communication process where participants alternate between sender and receiver, both sending and receiving. It shows that communication is a two-way process where people take turns sending and receiving messages. It's not one way, but continuous and interactive. In short, this model explains that communication is equal, circular, and back and forth with both people active and involved. This good grammar communication model possesses four main principles of communication. Communication is circular. Individuals involved in the communication process are changing their roles as encoders and decoders. Communication is equal reciprocal. Both parties are equally engaged as encoders and decoders. The message requires interpretation. The information needs to be properly interpreted to be understood. As shown in the used Scrum communication model diagram below, this model purposes three steps in the process of C. The used Scrum model says communication is circular. People keep switching roles as sender and receiver. Equal. Both sides are active and important. Interpretive. Messages need to be understood, not just heard. Tip 4. Step-based involves coding, decoding, and interpreting in a cycle.
communication process into a question is how a message is created, transmitted, and received, as well as its impact. It emphasizes the effect of a message on the receiver as a critical outcome of the communication process.